Hello, my name is Anjani, and here is the astrology chart for Kanye West. Here in the center, this represents Earth. This little X represents Kanye on Earth. Here is a map of the sky the moment he was born. And then this outer ring here represents the map of the sky for today, which is June 4th, 2018. So, we're going to start off by looking at the moon to find out what is the skill set that this person is coming in with, being born with. This is a place where we often will have our habits come from, our addictions will be coming from here, and also our deeply rooted traits, beliefs, programming, all of this. Of course, it comes from family and upbringing, but the moon and the south node play a really big role in that. So Kanye has a Pisces moon. Pisces moon people are going to be naturally intuitive, in tune with all the energy that they're sensing around them. People with a Pisces moon are natural born empaths. So they're sensing into the vibe of their environment and have this natural longing and desire for healing, giving love, nurturing, scratch nurturing. It's more about wanting to help and heal. Nurturing is more of a Cancer thing, and it takes it more into a personal realm, whereas Pisces is impersonal and it has a bigger purview. So, Pisces moon combined with, or let's look at the south node. So his south node is here in the 10th house, which is like Capricorn. So I would call this Capricorn job in the Pisces tribe. So within that tribe of universally loving, empathic, healing type of people, I would say healers, because their sense is to express love in a way that's going to help and heal, not just an individual or group, but the whole earth, the entire cosmic web of consciousness. Within this group, his specialty is that of the boss, the elder, the chief, the father, the one who is setting the structure for the next 7 generations. So within his realm of, say, growing up as a little boy, as a young adult, and even now, this is the habit, this is the pattern to help and heal. And also wanting to do it in a very like dictator way of like, this is how it has to be, and we need to do it like this because that's the Capricorn piece. So that's the lineage. This is a place where habits, patterns, addictions, being addicted to doing that realm of Capricorn job in the Pisces tribe. Also, something with the Pisces moon I wanted to mention is that there is this overbearing sense of the senses into multiple realities because they're sensing the energy of not only their own energy, their own family, but sensing into the vibe of the entire collective consciousness. Their dreams are very potent and powerful, and it's very imaginal. Also, he's got his he's got the sun and Jupiter over here in the 12th house, which gives this extra little bit of depth into the collective consciousness. So, it makes sense. It helps to make sense of some of the things that I don't read the news and I don't pay attention much, but some of the things that I've read about the bipolar, I'm kind of like, I wonder what this is about, which is what led me to do this reading. So personally, I don't agree with diagnosis. I think that, I worked in a hospital for 7 years and I know the way that those things work. And the codes, the coding, the ICD-9 codes, it's like a way of putting a label on something so we can charge money for it, and so that we know how to label them and how to treat them. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but I understand that when we are so multi-dimensional that we can, kind of look crazy. But actually, I really admire it. And I really admire somebody being able to have the courage to say things that go against popular belief. And so, anyway, let's keep going. So that's the rising sign. Now let's look at the new school, where he's going. What is he rising into? This is where we look at the rising sign and the north node. So his rising sign is in Cancer, Cancer rising. And then the north node is down here in the fourth house, which is also like Cancer. So this would be the Cancer job in the Cancer tribe. So Cancer rising, this person is learning how to love, nurture, protect. I like to think about planting a seed in the earth. With Cancer rising, they have their seed, they're planting it in the earth, and they're tending the garden. They're watching the garden, tending that seed, taking care of every single process from the implantation of the seed all the way to fruition. This is not just a good father, good parent, but it's often called the good parent. Somebody with Cancer rising, they're learning how to be the good parent. This is also learning how to be the good parent to your progeny, to your book, your career path, your the things that you are taking care of. It often is a family, because Cancer rising has this drivenness to plant seeds and watch them grow and tend to them and nurture them and care for them. Then Cancer job, so this is basically just saying within that realm of learning how to be a good parent, his specialty is to be a good parent, do the nurturing, caring about other people. And this is more focused on the family. So it's with Pisces, it's impersonal. Cancer is very personal. It cares mostly about what it is attached to and what's it assigned to. And then, so the rising sign being a place that the person is learning about, but what I'm sensing into, we may not know much about how he's expressing the rising sign, because Cancer, especially for a man with Cancer rising, we won't see that as much as the family would see it. But it could show up in the way of, I feel more the Pisces moon piece and Capricorn job in the Pisces. I see that more with, his work, because it's like he feels the things that he's experienced and that collective consciousness, and then having this deep desire to change, fix, heal it, and then coming out in a way of like, anything that it takes to get this to change. That's sort of what I'm picking up on. So now let's look at his inner feminine and inner masculine. So he's got Venus and Mars both in Taurus. We can easily say that he's attracted to luxury, beauty, pleasure. His form of the feminine is basically like this robust. I think of the Taurus form of the goddess as being that very curvy, gorgeous, nice hair, nice skin, just beautiful, very sensual form of the goddess. And then also the way that he's emerging as his inner masculine is the same thing. So I can think back to when I used to listen to Kanye on a regular basis, some of his songs, and it's kind of like that, like wearing nice things, looking fresh, being clean, very beautiful, and having this sort of sensual approach to masculinity. So there's a lot more we could look at with that, but I'm going to leave it at that because I want to keep going. So next, let's look at some of these transits. So right now, Neptune, who is Neptune is the part of us that rules the metaphors, the mythology, the imaginal realm of life, the way that we dream up our reality. And some people have closer connection to Neptune than others. And Neptune transit over his moon right now is giving me the idea to look at that. Look at where. So anytime something's transiting our moon, it's touching base on our deepest roots, on our DNA, on our lineage, also our habits, our karmic patterning, our conditioning. It's touching on those aspects of us. So when Neptune comes and transits the moon, it's giving this very big um, dream, this very big dream of what reality could be like. And I'm in a Neptune transit myself right now, as well as he is, and he's going to be for a while. It kind of makes this sort of reality that is not so concrete. James Cameron came up with the movie Avatar from his dreams. Walt Disney, Fantasia, and many of the Walt Disney movies, he says that were from dreams, from visions. So this is that sort of energy of being able to tune in to the collective. Neptune also has to do with the collective, you can say collective unconscious, that basement of our consciousness that doesn't get much action, and also just overall the collective consciousness. Neptune is involved with that. It's tied into those storylines. So it's like getting this big imaginal reality bubble dropped in on your own very deep DNA reality bubble. What you know as your program, what you know as your history, what you know as your own patterns and habits. Having this new Neptune bubble just being dropped in on it. And this Neptune bubble is very real because we're sensing it, we're dreaming it, we're seeing it everywhere we look. It's this beauty. It's like kind of like being on a psychedelic trip, lightly on the light, not totally being, but maybe for some people, maybe for him, it is like that. It's just like completely having your mind blown at every breath you take, and like, oh my gosh, and all these ideas and new creativity. And the body needs time to process all of that. As all these new things are coming in, the body needs time to process it. And if you're not up on your self-care, like really taking time, getting massages, baths, having all of this time to digest the new downloads that are coming, it can really wear you out. So having some compassion and some love. We never know what people are going through, and it's really easy just to be like, oh, he's crazy, and I read that he's bipolar, and I read this, and I read that. And what about that this is a human who is having his experience, and it's beautiful to watch, and celebrating the courage that it takes to speak about these new ideas that you're having. And let's have some new ideas, because a new idea is going to be what seeds the next generation. And it gave me, when I read the thing that he said about slavery being a choice, it made me think about how I am choosing to be enslaved. I don't like being under fluorescent lights and under this blanket of radiation and Wi-Fi, and I don't like that. And I have a choice. I could move. I could, there's so many things I could do, but I'm imprisoning myself by choosing to stay in it because, all the things that I believe. So when he said that, I was listening to him like, yeah. And I didn't take it literally. I didn't take it like, in that, I took it more in like looking at my own life and being introspective on all the ways that I choose to keep myself enslaved. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop here with this very short reading. If you have any questions about what I've read, please feel free to ask, leave a comment. I always answer, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.